From the ECSI Sports Studios and the #1 sports investors in America, we bring you the closing bell. As the market closes, legends Jeff Dawson and Riley Magnuson bring you all the sports investing tips for tonight's matchups. If you want to learn more from the two legends at the desk, make sure you stay tuned to the closing bell. ECSI fans, do you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all of your sports books and track all of your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You can also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as they're the best account on the platform. Head to the App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire to download the app.
Good afternoon, sports fans from all around the globe. This is East Coast Sports Investors Closing Bell for Tuesday, May 28th. I am your solo host for this evening, Riley Magnuson, coming to you live for everything in regards to Tuesday night action here. We've obviously got a full of things going on, decent-sized MLB slate. But most importantly, NBA playoffs, Game 4 of Mavs and Wolves, as well as Game 4 of Rangers and Panthers. I am obviously not your hockey guy, so I can't give you much of an educated thought on it, but would be surprised, I guess this is my thoughts on it, would be surprised to see the Rangers going up 3-1 in that series. The onslaught that the Panthers put on was pretty impressive. Obviously, Shesterkin continues to impress, but Panthers still at home for Game 4, looking to even this things up. Would be surprised if the Rangers went up 3-1, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. Igor has been standing on his head and can continue to do so. So again, not going to give you much more of a thought than that, other than I do expect it to go 2-2. But obviously, I'm nobody as far as hockey goes. So before we get into anything else, make sure you go and download the WagerWire app. Find that in the App Store, as well as go follow them on X. And there are people on X that are going to make you a more resourceful better and give you more options as far as whether it be selling your tickets, buying tickets, looking at different analytics of what you should and shouldn't do with your money and where you're putting it. So definitely go and check them out. They've been a fantastic partner for us and are going to continue to be so, because they are fantastic people and we love working with them. Excuse me. So without further ado, as far as tonight's NBA is concerned, going to be short and sweet. Don't have a ton of MLB thoughts. Obviously got Game 4 of this Dallas and Minnesota series. We really only needed one of those three games to go a different way, and we'd have a much, much more fun series here. But all three games have been really, really exciting and have been great, great games to watch in a nutshell by themselves. But obviously we're sitting at 3-0, and it would be pretty shocking to see this Wolves team come back from 3-0 and take the series, let alone push it to Game 7 or anything like that. But that doesn't mean they're going to roll over and die here, and I think they have a great chance of getting one tonight. We went from 3.5 on whatever it was, Sunday, I think it is. So it closed down at 1.5, but it was at 3.5 for the majority of that game. In Dallas, their Game 3, they obviously, that game was back and forth. Minnesota had a good lead in that game, and obviously Dallas puts the pedal down in the final minute or so to take the 9-point win. So I do think that Minnesota is going to have a chance in this game to not only cover but win, obviously, here with the 1.5. All three of these games could have gone a different way. It's a little harder to say that with Game 3 it ended up at 9 points, but up until that final minute, that was a back-and-forth game. And so this series isn't as far as 3-0 would make you sound. You've got still a good majority of the public over on Dallas on the short line here at home. Not the only indicator. And I'm not going to be the guy that says, it's going to be a rough show or anything like that. I really am not. But it would be bad for business to have the NBA a completely dark here for the next 7 to 8 days in a spot where they typically have some high ratings. So, again, not suggesting that that's going to be the reason why the Wolves win, but I think it is fair to say that it would be bad for business if the NBA, which no matter what happens, doesn't start until I think it's June 6th, would be dark for the next 8-9 days if Dallas wins this game. So not being that guy, but I think it is another reason why this game could go the way of the Wolves here. They might catch some breaks that might be more 50-50 here as far as refereeing here goes tonight. So take that for whatever it's worth. You got a 211.5 on the total, kind of corrected to right around what these last 3 games have been. So I don't think there's anything really to see there. I believe the team totals are right around 105.5, 106.5 for this one. So I can see Dallas going under their team total, and Minnesota's defense stepping up just a little bit further. Hasn't been bad by any means, but obviously late in these games, Luka, Kyrie have been fantastic as closers, and that's really been what's the difference in this game in this series. So I do think Minnesota is going to put together a team effort here in the second half to avoid that happening again here. Take it to 3-1. Maybe even take it to 3-2 and head back to Dallas for Game 6. But I don't think it's going to go past 6 games here. If obviously tonight or Thursday night it gets past those days. So I will go with a Minnesota victory tonight in Dallas to extend this series. And I'm leaning towards Minnesota even if they can get some momentum tonight, potentially winning that Game 5 in Minnesota. I know Dallas is not going to roll over and die for Game 4 to keep it going, but they obviously aren't going to be as hungry as I think Minnesota is. I don't think they're going to roll over and die themselves. I think they're going to be plenty motivated and locked in to get this game. They've been too close to let this one slip in all these games. So do I think it's going to go past 6 games? No, but I think Minnesota can get one tonight, potentially another one on Thursday, and maybe keep this one going a little bit longer for us. So leaning towards Minnesota, give me a 110-102 victory for the Wolves is my guess on tonight's game. Like I said with NHL, can't give you any real predictions or thoughts other than I'd be surprised to see New York go up 3-1 in this series here. But again, I am not the hockey guy. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about here. But could see a nice performance, at least defensively, from Florida at home here tonight. As far as MLB goes, we're going to breeze through this quick, and we might even be out of here in under 15 minutes. A lightning-fast show today. You've got a handful of a big slate as far as MLB is concerned. You've got Dodgers and Mets. Mets up 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th right now. That is the only one going right now. Other than that, you've got a handful of good games. One that I wanted to bring up. Now I'm drawing a blank on where I had it here. You've got Game 2 of Dodgers and Mets, Stone versus Quintana. So not the most star-studded pitching matchup necessarily there. But one way or another, you could see the Dodgers definitely bouncing back and getting that one done there in the afternoon. If they do lose this one, would be surprised to see them at least not have a good offensive day. Team total for that second one, I'm seeing right now, my app is kind of mixing itself up, but over 4.5 at plus money. Doesn't quite seem like it's quite where it should be, but at the end of the day, I don't think Jose Quintana is going to hold down this Dodgers offense much. Dodgers are not playing good ball coming into this one, though. The offense has been sputtering, so could be a good chance for them to bounce back a little bit, especially if they're quiet in this first game. Might wake up in the second game and put some runs up there. Let's see here. Kansas City favorites on the road here against Minnesota. Minnesota, fairly young pitcher here. Don't want to botch his name here. Woods Richardson on the mound for Minnesota. Kansas City is rolling out Cole Reagans. Simeon Woods Richardson for Minnesota. 23-year-old has been fairly decent here in his young first couple of months here in the major leagues. One blow-up start, and aside from that, hasn't had a long leash in these games. Hasn't gone much further than 4, 5, 6 innings, but has been good through the first couple times through the lineup. Could see him regress a little bit here today. Cole Reagans on the side of Kansas City, I don't have a great feel for. He's been really good these last 2. 7 innings, 6 hits. 7 innings, 6 innings each of the last 2. 2 and 1 hits allowed. No runs in each of those 2 games. 12 Ks last time out against Detroit. So another guy where would not shock me at all if he's regressing a little bit, but he is pitching well right now, and the total is 7.5. So I think one of these pitchers is going to be good. But we would feel a little more comfortable saying Woods Richardson could regress a little bit here. They're making it tough for you to get some team total action on the Royals. Might have to go to 4.5 to really get anything close to plus money. Where I'm seeing it is 3.5 minus 140. But Twins over 3.5 at plus 100. If you really think Cole Reagans is pitching above his skis and is due for some regression, then by all means. But 7.5 kind of suggests that there is going to be at least one of these pitchers having a nice night here tonight. So I am going to go with I'm not going to say confidently that Reagans is going to have a nice night. Feel better that the Royals are going to put up some runs on this Minnesota team as opposed to the contrary. Minnesota's playing some good ball coming in. This is a really important early season matchup here in the AL Central. Both these teams above 500. But feel a little better about this Royals offense here tonight. I believe there was one more that I was trying to look at here. Cleveland and Colorado. Colorado, obviously 19-34, not pretty. Cleveland, the other team in the AL Central that's playing well, 36-18. They're only minus 130 favorites here coming into Colorado. I've always talked about, again, not a good team by any means, but they are at least should be looked a little differently when they are at home. They're 7-21 on the road, 12-13 at home. So obviously still a losing team, still not a good baseball team, but they're at least competitive when they're at home. So they should be looked at a little differently when they are the home team and the away team. Today, this Cleveland team is minus 130 coming into it. The first 5 is pretty close to even money, actually. So as far as this pitching matchup is concerned, you've got Tristan McKenzie on the mound for Cleveland here, who we've talked about a lot on our shows these last 2-3 years, has been really, really solid here in the month of May. Last time out, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 bombs, 3 solo bombs, obviously there. So that is the worst outing that I believe he's had since early April. So kind of at a point where we could see a couple ugly ones in a row for him here in Colorado. If he's letting the ball jump off the bat a little bit, it's obviously going to be another home run show. What to expect out of Ryan Feltner on the other side of things, I don't know. He was actually really solid last time out in Oakland, again, against Oakland, so take that for what it's worth. But 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. He has been very, very hit or miss, so I am not going to try and predict what he is going to do. But I do feel pretty decent that this Colorado offense could put up some runs today against McKenzie. I'm trying to find their team total here. You can get them. They're making it tough for you to get in and find actual real value. Over 4.5 might be juiced over minus 120, 125. So tough to lay that type of 120, 125 for a bad team in the Rockies. But in my opinion, this is a kind of an indicator that they could get to McKenzie here. So it's a lot to ask to get them at least 5 in any game. But obviously at home, like I said, they are a little bit of a different team. They can score some more runs. They are a little more comfortable at home. So I hate to say to pay a bigger price on a Colorado team, but I do feel decent that this Colorado team is going to put some offense, and obviously you can get plus money on them to win the game. But and then you got to factor in what Ryan Feltner is going to do, which is a lot harder to factor in what he's going to do than it is to try and predict what Tristan McKenzie might do in any given match here. So I am a little weary on Colorado winning the game. They can do a lot of different things here. They did win against Cleveland 8-6 yesterday, beat 2 out of 3 at home against the Phillies. So their offense is cooking along okay here at home. But you got to take this one at least lightly. Don't jump in on the Cleveland side of things, I guess is what I'm at least if you take anything from that. Don't cannonball Cleveland thinking you're getting an easy win against the 19-34 Rockies, because you're playing the 12-13 at home Rockies here, who are closer to a 500 baseball team when they are in Colorado there. So without further ado, I don't believe I had too much else to drop down. You've got Miami and San Diego, Luzardo and Waldron. San Diego only minus 142 here at home against Miami, so a little concerning there. San Diego still pretty back and forth, but at least playing a little bit better, 29-28. Lose 2 out of 3 to the Yankees after some nice progress, and win 2-1 against the Marlins yesterday. Marlins playing better ball this last few days here. They've won a handful of games out of their last 5-6, but it is all because of the pitching staff. Jesus Luzardo at times he has been a guy that has been very kind to me. So it is tough to jump in on the Marlins, and I'm not suggesting you do so because their offense could be absolutely putrid. But if you're looking at the Phillies, just know that Luzardo is pitching really, really well right now. 0 earned runs in each of his last 2 against the Mets and the Brewers. Those were in Miami, though. It's been a while since he's been on the road. But these last few weeks, he has been really, really, really solid and just looking consistent. So at the very least, maybe you want to at least take a backseat on betting for or against Luzardo to see if he can lay down this consistency that we've been waiting for out of him. So another one against a bad team where you might want to at least be wary. I'm not telling you to take the Marlins money line. I'm not telling you to do that. Not telling you to take the Colorado money line. But at least beware. There could be some, whether it be a good pitching matchup performance out of the Marlins and Luzardo, or a good offensive performance out of Colorado's offense for these bad teams. The other side of the coin is still a big question mark for me. So those are at least things to look into, and at least be wary if you're trying to get some easy money against some bad teams here, because it's not quite as easy as it makes it look here today. So that is what I've got going on for the MLB. Just over 15 minutes here. Like I said, short and sweet today, talking baseball games and obviously tonight's NBA game. I will not be here tomorrow. Jeff will be doing a show with Brady, Kannon, talking all things golf, the RBC Heritage, a nice little tournament there these past few years up in Canada. Has been a good tournament to watch, and has always been exciting, at least these last couple of years, and should be this weekend as well. I will be here Thursday, Friday, potentially even Saturday with Jeff, talking all things Thursday, Friday. Obviously, hopefully we'll have some more NBA to talk about the Dallas and Minnesota series. If not, we'll be looking far ahead to the NBA Finals, which will be a week away on Thursday, I believe it is. And then obviously talking MLB, and then as it gets closer to the weekend, some more golf on live golf updates and thoughts as the tournament unfolds there for the RBC, as well as potentially some UFC 302 for that pay-per-view on Saturday. So keep us in your mentions, keep us in your thoughts, keep us in your notifications. And obviously go and give us a like, give us a subscribe wherever you can, especially on YouTube. We do appreciate that. Is the best way you can give back to people like us. But without further ado, go ahead, if you did not hear me at the beginning of the show, download the WagerWire app and go follow them on X. It is a fantastic partner to us and has been very, very kind to us. But other than that, I hope you have some great luck tonight on all things Tuesday night sports and any action that you might have tonight, NBA, NHL, MLB, anything else that I didn't talk about that's going on. More power to you. But I will go ahead and get on out of here. See y'all in a couple days if you're heading back to the closing bell on Thursday. But without further ado, I am going to take the exit stage right, and hope you all stop by tomorrow for our shows on the ECSI Airways. Have a great night. Thank you.